Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Pankatsu Akuma. I, as usual, just came back from the gym. I actually was supposed to go eat out with my friend, but he had to go to, like, he was working and I was gonna usually eat with him on, on his lunch break. But he had to go to the, and what do you call it in English? God damn it, English. Why is English so hard sometimes? Like the central like workplace, I guess. He works at a bank, so he's like in a branch. But yeah, he's supposed to go to the like a not big branch, like the central, I guess. Yeah, I guess it is the central, right? The central office. So we didn't eat lunch together. But yeah, I was going to still like record this episode anyway because after lunch I was just gonna go back. It was just gonna me and him catching up. But yeah, I was supposed to also record this yesterday, but I was me and my sister and nieces were going shopping. So it's almost New Year's. It's also almost Chinese New Year's, and we're trying to find some new clothes, right? It's a tradition to buy new stuff whenever Chinese New Year's rolls around. I have tried telling my sister that I don't really like that because it's just filling my, my wardrobe with useless piece of shit that I never even wear. But it's something that, she really likes to do and everyone in my family does, so this isn't really a point that I have to force myself on. Like, it's not something that I really care about, so I just bought something cheap. Some new cheap t-shirts, some new cheap pants, and then like underwear and stuff, and then that's it. My shopping is done. It's their shopping that's not done. Because, girls are a lot more picky when it comes to new stuff. I'm probably still gonna join them in the next couple coming weeks. But yeah. Shopping with girls, it's not really that fun, guys. But okay, enough about my day. Let's actually talk about the last episode recap. So in the last episode, we did a couple of more 8 scenes with Ruria. Like, the last episode really was just not having any sort of substance at all other than the 8 scenes. If you can call the 8 scenes even substance, right? The problem with the Ruria route so far is that she doesn't really have a big issue compared to all of the other girls that we've did so far. Like, Emmy and also, like Miyabi-senpai. Like, her issue is that she's considered childish, she's considered a kid. But the thing is, I don't really think she's a kid. She already had sex with us, like, I don't know, it's something that's weird. I mean, just because she had sex doesn't mean that she's an adult, that's true, but, it's just very shallow in my opinion. Like, this sort of thing can be developed even further. Like, I get that it's an issue that some people, what do you call it? Some people experience sometimes, the fact that they're being treated as a child, right? But in my opinion, if you actually care about that, then that's the definition of a child. If you care about your other people's opinion that you're childish, then yeah, it's warranted that they think you're a child, But after like 2 8 scenes, one is us. I kind of forgot about the 8 scenes, to be honest, guys. Mostly because during the 8 scenes, I literally was making my protein shake, and then I like what? I brushed my teeth on the last episode. So Ruria, I don't think Ruria's 8 scenes are any good. The fact that I'm able to just leave because I don't care about it means that I'm not interested in her at all. Her voice acting is nice, but other than that, I think she's kind of meh. I think the second 8 scene was like us in a yukata, or her in a yukata in a festival. The first one, I don't remember. I think she was trying to like make us impregnate her, and then Reika-san came and told us that she's on the pill. I think that's it. But okay, this is after we went shopping and went to this sex shop. I don't even remember what we bought here. But we're probably gonna get an H scene right off the bat.
実の娘にビッチってひどすぎるよ。経験人数はレン君一人なのに、この間まで少女だったのに、マキー。
On the way home from the store, Riri and I decided to drop by my old place. I took a look at the VA for Reika-san, by the way. And while I don't really like Reika-san, I gotta say the VA is really good. I was looking at the history of which character she voices, and goddamn, her range is insane. She actually voices someone who's not really all that cocky. You know, cocky or arrogant. She voices Yukari from Karo no Shoujo, and I'm like, what the? That doesn't sound like her at all. She also voices Usami Haru from Yasenjo. I'm also pretty surprised about that. Damn, she's been in the voice acting industry for a long time. At some point after we got here, she changed into her classic succubus outfit. Was she carrying that with her the whole time? Not that there's any point to wondering about it now. The real issue here is the fact that Riria can't seem to stop ranting about her fight with Reika-san.
ママはどれだけ私たちが愛し合ってるか分かってないんだよ。
I can't deny, guys, after playing Amayui, I kind of feel like when I take a look, when I do a recording session for Ponkatsu Akuma, I'm like, damn, Ponkatsu Akuma is so bad. It makes me think a tiny bit, but that's about it. And you know, the 8 scenes are way too much. They're kind of spaced out very badly. So you don't really get a lot of story, and yeah, I feel like this game just doesn't have a lot of substance other than the 8 scenes. After I played Amayui. Before I let's played Amayui, I was playing Rika. So the comparison between a Nukige and a Moige, it was, you know, I thought that, yeah, Ponkatsu Akuma is better than Rika. But after playing an actual decent visual novel, or you know, a good visual novel, I actually think Amayui is very good. And this, I'm like, damn, yeah, this game is just for a quick fab.
お尻でもエッチしちゃうくらい愛し合ってるのに。レン君好き、超好き。だからチューする。チューするの、チュー、ブチューって。
I get it, just calm down, will you?
はーい。
Once the rage dissipates, she starts to look dejected. As I thought, being told she isn't sexy really frustrates her. Okay, so I just let you lead me here because you were so angry. But now that that's over, can I ask why? Here, of course, meaning this house.
ここなら声出ちゃっても大丈夫だし。
And I kinda knew this was going to happen, that's why I stopped in the last episode.
思いっきりエッチできるよ。
We're probably gonna finish this route this episode, hopefully.
寮だとみんながいるから気を使っちゃうでしょ。
So she says, face growing pink again. I love it when she fidgets anxiously like that. Seeing her do that in those clothes is especially effective.
私エロいもん。エロいんだもん。
Without this music and Riria just saying that, I'm gonna be like, that's such a turnoff. I don't know what I consider sexy though, truth be told. A lot of the things that sometimes you have to think about, I don't know. I don't know what I consider love. Well, I do know now, but I don't know what I consider cute. I don't know what I consider X. I don't know what I consider Y. A lot of the things that are, you know, adjectives are pretty much, in my opinion, subjective, right? Yeah, sure, you can have a checklist about what you consider cute, but everyone's checklist is gonna be different.
だから今日はいっぱいするの。
You were already sexy enough for me before, and we did it a lot then too.
もっとなの。
Sexy, huh? I do wonder what I consider sexy. I mean, when these girls are doing the H scene and they're spreading their pussy, I do think that's sexy, but That's more my less talking, right? And not necessarily, I don't know. I think sexy and lust is probably correlated somehow. I'm thinking too hard about this, guys, but you know, I'm just trying to think about something that makes me think because the game doesn't really make me think otherwise. You know, I just I wanna think some more about the stuff that I'm interested in, and the game doesn't give me that other than trying to find not etymology, I guess.
こういうおもちゃとか使ったらもっとエッチなことできるもんね。そのためにママからいっぱいもらってきたんだから。私、レン君とおもちゃを使ってエッチするのずっと楽しみにしてたんだからね。
Okay, I get the picture. And honestly, so have I. We look at the bed in unison. Ren Jr. is already pressing against the inside of my pants. Am I going quiet already? Yup.
今日はたくさん射精させちゃうからね。
Patreon.com Azaikyousuke. Alright, guys. I'll be quiet for about 40 minutes. I'm probably gonna watch something. I kid you not, guys. These 8 scenes are hot. But if I'm like watching the 8 scenes while I'm recording, it's not like I'm gonna fap while I'm recording, right? So I feel like I don't really need to be here. I'm gonna like use a couple of % of my attention on it, but I'm not gonna focus on it because I don't want to fap on camera, damn you. Okay, I'll see you guys on YouTube in a tiny bit. People on Patreon, enjoy.
丈夫すごすぎたけど。
Alright, I kind of missed the, like, canceling the auto there because I was watching I was watching a lot of bike review, guys. It's like almost Christmas, so there's been lots of discounts on road bikes, and I'm kind of tempted to buy another road bike. I know I've sold a couple of my well, yeah, I've sold like a lot of my bikes the past year or two. But man, when you're into cycling as much as I am, you just kind of want a bike even though you technically don't need one. Oh man, I'm really eyeing a good bike right now, and it's on sale for like a couple of thousand. Like if you guys are new into road biking or, you know, cycling in general, you don't need like bikes this expensive. I just want them. And yeah, I guess this is a bad thing for me. Like the problem with not working right now is the fact that sometimes you just gotta have to suppress your wants with your needs. I really want it, but I think I gotta maybe next year. Maybe I'll save up for next year. There's probably gonna be another sale again next year. Oh boy. But as for the 8th scene of this game, you guys on YouTube probably missed about 30 something minutes of 8 scenes. And yes, they are doing the animation on the 8 scene, so that's probably the last one. I was seeing it from beginning to last, so no need to worry, I didn't miss anything. Like, Riria was giving us an aphrodisiac, and then we came a lot of times. And yeah, the second time, it was pretty... Like, the last CG was actually the most messy out of all of the girls with their like, last 8 scene stuff. Because Ren was coming, I don't know, like, as you can see, we went from probably early afternoon to night here. So he was coming a shit ton. It was alright. I do think a lot of the reason why I'm not really interested in Ruria's 8 scenes as much as I am with Miyabi-senpai and also Emi is because her boobs are too big. Come on, guys. When it comes to just like 8 scenes, right? When it comes to just something that I fap to, I don't care whether or not the girl is like my type. At least, not in that regard, right? When it comes to fapping, you just don't care about their personality. You just kind of want to get a quick nut. And it's also, it's a bonus, right? It's a bonus when the personality and the body type is actually up to my preference. Which is, if only Miyabi-senpai had the personality of Emi, I think that would have been my my best preference. But Miyabi-senpai's like personality is not really better than Emi's in my opinion. But yeah, that's all you guys missed, so you guys didn't really miss anything.
これで私も立派なインラー
Most of this video is gonna be 8 scenes, man. I can just feel it. Riria loses the will to stay awake and passes out for the last time on the spot. The problem with this like route though, as I said, there's still no resolution to her issues. I guess her issues are just that minuscule that they're gonna be that easy to fix. They're probably just gonna fix her issue in about the last 5 minutes of the game or something ridiculous. Is my thoughts on it because, yeah, I don't think this is any... This is a very shallow, like, issue. She breathes deeply, softly, muttering slut to herself contentedly. I'm getting used to seeing her sleep with that expression. I should get some sleep too. Watching Ruria's slumbering face, I feel darkness creep over my vision. I exerted myself way too hard today. Oh, here we go. The world's falling away. My resistance crumbles as sleep finally arrives to take me away with Riria. Are we having sex again? No?
どうしたリリア？なんで泣いてる？
I thought we were actually gonna have more sex because of the dream thing. We were seeing Lolly Riria here. I smell something gentle, familiar, almost nostalgic. I don't know what it is exactly, but I know it from somewhere. It's pleasant. Where do I know this from? And where am I, anyway?
リリア？泣いてるだけじゃわからないぞ。ヘン君と喧嘩した。全部、ヘン君が悪いの。
No, it's yours, Riria. I'm speaking. I'm standing here in silence, but I hear myself talking. A glance down informs me that I'm a kid now. The version of Riria in front of me is as well. Even Reika-san looks a bit younger than I recall. Oh, I see. I'm in a dream. But I'm lucid. I can feel a variety of things around me, in me. Why is that? I think I've had an experience like this before. I mean, you've never experienced a lucid dream? You're like 17, Ren, come on. Aha. This is Ruria's power. You don't need to be Are you kidding me? You don't need to have a succubus power to be in a lucid dream. It's not exactly a wet dream, but I know she's doing this.
そうか、喧嘩か。なるほどな。
Why is she showing us this then?
レン君嫌い。
Well, I hate you more.
そうかそうか。じゃあ、二人はもう二度と遊ばないな。それは嫌。
I don't think I've ever had a fight with a girl when I was like super young. I've had plenty of fight with males. But I don't think the girls actually, you know, like to play the stuff that males do when we were kids. So I never really experienced like playing with girls during that age. Yeah, me neither. I think if this is a guy, we probably wouldn't care. If that was the solution that our parents say, we would probably just say, yes, I don't want to fucking see your face ever again. And then that's the end of it. So I don't know, maybe if I'm doing this with a girl too, I probably wouldn't care either. I'm a pretty egotistical and selfish kid. I'm still pretty selfish right now, but definitely toned it down a lot. But when I was a kid, I remember being very, very selfish. I mean, that's how kids are though, right?
じゃあ仲直りだ。ごめんなさいわ。ごめんなさい。
Yeah, I'm sorry too.
やれやれ。いいか？これから大事なことを言うからよく聞きなさい。大事なこと？そう、大事なことだ。
I've been through this kind of moment before. At least I think I have. I can't quite recall the details though.
大人になると喧嘩をしなくなるんだ。どうして？自分の心を隠すことを覚えるからな。
Fuck that. Fuck hiding your feelings. Sorry. What the fuck? Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? What are they teaching the children here? Why the hell do you want to hide your feelings? Trying to press enter on my keyboard, by the way, guys. Doing its thing again, huh? Or it's not trying to enter. You guys probably hear me trying to click it. I really need to change the switch on it.
どういうこと？嘘をついて本当のことを言わなくなるんだ。じゃあ、大人って嘘つきなの？
Yeah, I'd say everyone is a liar. Like, even though they don't want to admit it, they've lied at some point.
そう、大人は嘘つきなんだ。
Rika-san's point is too difficult to grasp if she speaks about it normally. But I don't want to become that sort of person. I have lied a lot. Not towards other people. I've lied a lot towards myself. And I felt like that was a mistake. Lying about your feelings, lying about what you're thinking, lying about what you're doing, lying to yourself. It's a very garbage thing to do. You don't want to do that. If you guys are hearing some people screaming, there are like children outside that are playing. I don't know what's going on, but the past couple of days there's been children hanging out outside of my house. It's weird. That's why she's deliberately phrasing it as simply as she can. Adults are liars.
二人が喧嘩をすることは自分を隠してない証拠。
So what? So what? Yeah, so what? So we're supposed to lie so that we don't fight? No, thank you.
分かり合おうとしてるから喧嘩をするんだ。
Do I really want to?
喧嘩しなくなるんでしょ？
Do I really want to actually understand her? I don't think so. There's only a couple of people that I really want to understand. And I probably understand them already. Like, mostly just my family.
ああ、そうだ。
And if something, as I said, I have already argued with my sister quite often, right? And if it's something that I truly believe in, then I am not going to stand down. I'm gonna stand my ground. If she doesn't care about it or if she doesn't, believe me, then I don't care. But I'm not going to just stand down just because she thinks I'm wrong if it's something that I truly believe in.
でも、ママはパパといつも喧嘩してるよ。ママたちは大人なのに、どうして？大人は喧嘩しないんじゃないの？ママはパパとだけ喧嘩をするんだ。
That's such a bad... So she's saying that you only need to fight with someone that you're close with or someone that you really cherish. I don't think I like that moral message. You should fight with anyone.
なんでパパとだけ喧嘩するの？嘘をついてないからだ。
Yeah, see? She only doesn't lie to one specific person, which means that she lies to everyone else. I don't want that sort of living. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to lie to anyone. Not just anyone, not just someone that I'm close with.
どうしてママは嘘をつかないの？私だってたくさん嘘をついているぞ。いつも誰かの顔色を伺って生きている。
Yeah, I understand that. Doesn't mean I should care.
でも、嘘をつかない相手もいるんだ。それがパパなの？その通りだ。ママはパパにだけは嘘をつかないんだ。なんで？好きな人だから嘘をつかないんだ。
That's ridiculous. You don't need to love someone to not lie. That is ridiculous.
好きな人だから自分を我慢できずに甘えてしまう。
No, you can be yourself without anyone. This is a point. This is something that I truly believe in, guys. You don't need anyone to truly become yourself.
それでも好きで一緒にいたいから結婚をする。
But maybe as I said, I'm someone who's very individualistic. And my individualism, my sense of self is very strong. If someone actually is changing me in some way, I would probably retaliate. Maybe that's because maybe that's the reason why I'm not really. I don't know. Maybe that's probably the reason why I'm kind of broken in some way, and I don't want to fix myself. I don't know. I don't even think that that this is something wrong though. That's a thing.
本当の自分を見せ合って喧嘩して傷つけ合ってそれでも許せるから家族になるんだ。
I mean, if you're not family, then yes. If you show yourself, if you fight, then they don't necessarily need to forgive you because, you know, sometimes they're not going to be part of your life forever, right? But that's fine by me, right? Am I wrong in thinking that I want to do that with my friends too? I don't need to do this just with my special people. Like, if people can actually accept me for who I am, then those are the people that I want to be around with for the rest of my life. And that doesn't just apply to my wife or my significant other. I want friends like that. I want families like that. Yeah. I want everyone around me to be like that.
それが愛ってことよ。
And I don't think that's love. That's just individualism.
愛？そう、愛だ。
I don't think so,
リリア
Reika-san.
も立派になりたいんだったら、それをよく覚えておきなさい。
I don't know what the hell they're trying to teach you in this game, but I 100% disagree what they're trying to teach.
わかった。じゃあもっといっぱい喧嘩するね。喧嘩して喧嘩しててっぺんを目指すね。今の話聞いてたのかお前。はったくすぞ。はあリリアにはまだちょっと早かったか。まあいいや。リリアがダメならレンが覚えとけ。
Yes, ma'am. Doesn't even remember this because Riri is the one that's showing this. The little me replies in a loud voice. But despite the affirmative answer, the kid version of me here doesn't understand what Reika-san is trying to say at all. And you're telling me you understand that now? Suddenly, I jolt awake and slowly lift my eyelids. What else do I see but Riria gazing at my face? She's smiling, seemingly happy about something.
小さい頃の夢見てた。
I saw it. Yeah, me too. That really was a scene from our past that I just saw. Something we did years ago. The memory had drifted away from me with time. At some point, it wound up locked away, deep in the recesses of my mind.
そういえば昔はよく喧嘩したよね。
Locked away? It wasn't even an important memory if you just forgot about it. It wasn't locked away, you just forgot about it. Why would you forget about it? Because you guys fight? Yeah, I wound up making you cry a lot too.
うん、よく泣いてたかも。それでもレン君と一緒に居続けたよね。それでもレン君のことを嫌いにならなかったね。でもいつからだっけ、私たちが喧嘩しなくなったのって。
Beats me. I can't remember. I've honestly forgotten. I feel like it must have been somewhat recent. Yet at the same time, I know it had to be a long time ago.
私今までずっと勘違いしてたかも。サキュバスってエッチなだけじゃダメなんだね。愛って好きな人の言うことを我慢してでも全部受け止められることじゃなかったんだね。
Duh.
喧嘩してもいいんだね。
Yeah. I mean, people have their own values and stuff, so of course, if someone doesn't align with your values, of course you're gonna fight. I think I had it wrong too. I can't believe I forgot all about that, even after Reika-san explained it to me. But that doesn't mean that you have to be in a bubble where everyone is thinking the same as you, and that's the only reason that you're friends with them, right? I don't mind being friends with a lot of people that don't share my same values or share the same way of thinking as I do. I don't mind. As long as they understand and they'll let me do what I want, it's fine. But they don't necessarily have to be thinking the same way as I do. I owe her an apology. Wait, Riria, what about me were you tolerating? I can't help but get hung up on Riria's word choice. What have I been doing that she can't stand?
してたけど、ほんのちょっとだけですよ。
To be honest, there are things you do that get on my nerves too.
レン君もなんだね。ねえねえ、例えばどんなことを我慢してたの？
I take a breath and choose to go ahead and say it. This isn't something I find intolerable, but I really should say it anyway. Wow. The fact that I have to lower my defenses to say this really proves, really does prove that it was getting to me. Well, on the top of my head, that fox innocent streak of yours.
うわ、いきなり私のこと全否定だよ。
It's pretty cute in and of itself, but it really does frustrate me at times.
ふむふむ。
I think it only frustrates you because you want sex, Ren. And what about you? What do I do that irks you?
私はね、レン君が私の顔色を伺ったりするところとか、
Have I been doing that?
たまにそう感じることはあったよ。もっとレン君の考えとか、無理やりにでも押し付けてきてほしかった。だってレン君、いつも自分の意見を仕込めようとするでしょ？
No, he hesitates well, he doesn't hesitate. He flat out lies, Riria. He flat out lies a lot. Now that she puts it that way, I realize that she might be right. He flatters a lot of people. I might have hurt Riria's feelings more than once that way. I must have been thinking selfishly all this time.
そのくせ、時々無神経だったりするし。
Yeah. Knowing that my insensitivity was what made Riria cry casts my memories in a new light. I can't say she's wrong. Now I regret having been that way.
ああ、本当のことを言ったら、なんだかすっきりしたかも。私は、レン君のことを限界値まで愛してるつもりで、これ以上は仲良くならないと思ってた。カンストってやつ？
You can't measure love, Riria.
でも、今なら、もっともっとレン君と、これまで以上に仲良くなれそうな気がする。
My thoughts exactly, Riria. Nothing in our relationship leaves us wanting. Or so I thought before, but now I'm convinced otherwise. I am very close with my family, guys. So, like, when I say close, that doesn't mean we don't fight, right? Just like what Riria is saying. There are a couple of times when I would be arguing with them too. But at the end of the day, we always understand each other. We understand our stances. Doesn't mean that I need to change based on what they told me or they need to change based on what I told them. Because we're adults, right? We already have our own stances in what we believe in and what we value and stuff. Our norm and values are way too different at times. But I don't really see this as anything more than just human relationship in general. This is something that you should have, not just with your significant other. You have this with anyone. Like I said, your friends, your family, anyone that's around you, you should have this sort of relationship. The fact that they're trying to make this special into just, you know, your significant other, that bothers me. That really bothers me. That's why I never really understand how it is to love someone. Because I don't think I love anyone since, you know, I'm the same way with anyone. Like my family, my friends, anyone that's around me. Of course, except for strangers and maybe work-related coworkers. or people that I have to, of course, flatter in my line of work. But that's different, right? There's a clear difference between my working self and my non-working self. You have to do that because that's an obligation. But without obligation, of course, my default self is being honest to everyone. The truth was that we had a lot of growing to do for each other. But I guess this game is like aimed more towards people that are a lot younger than me. Maybe people who are just past like high school. Sure, you're playing this and you're probably like not even in high school yet, maybe. Like I played these sort of games before high school, but I don't know what I would have been thinking if I was playing this game a lot younger. I probably would have said, "This is this is stupid." That's probably what I would have said if I was playing this when I was younger. And to some degree, now that I'm older too, I say this is stupid, but a different kind of stupid, right? When I was younger, I probably just didn't want to understand what they're talking about. Now that I'm older, I understand what they're talking about, and I actually refuse to understand this, because this understanding of what they're trying to say is stupid. A different kind of stupid, but the same reaction.
私レン君のこと好き。レン君のこと大好き。
And I love you too, Riria.
確かにね、嫌な部分もあるかもしれないけど、それでも大好き。二人で生きていきたい。
A life together. That's what Riria wants. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. If there's something that my family is really wrong about, I will for sure like grill them to try to change their attitude. But if it's just a differing opinion without anything significant, right? I don't mind for people to think differently. But if they're clearly in the wrong, then you gotta give them a slap to the face. When someone's clearly wrong, they need to understand that what they're doing is wrong, and they need to change that. My family and my friends, my circle of, people around me, all of them are like that. So that's what I like about my current, place in the world. People around me are like that. And the same is true for you, of course. Wait, I think you're mistaken, Riria. Before tonight, I'd have agreed with her wholeheartedly. But not now. My intentions are different from Riria's. It's not I want us to live together. It's we're going to live together. From now on, whatever comes our way, we'll be together. No need for I want anymore. We shouldn't even consider it possible to not be together. There's no other option.
そうだね。二人で生きていく。これからもずっとずっと一緒。何があってもずっとずっと。
Oh. Hasn't finished saying Isho yet. My bad, guys. Our lips meet to seal this impromptu vow. All we're missing are the tuxedo and white dress, I dare say. That gonna be the end? Yeah, I think this is the weakest route so far. Very, very weak route. With a very bad moral message too in like all of the other routes, they're actually not too bad, but this one I feel like is very bad. This is just something that I refuse to stand down on, as I said. And it's not even about love in general, it's about human relationships. This music is still pretty nice though. I mean, I'm not that bothered by it because, as I said, people are free to think whatever they want. But this is something that I definitely don't think is right. But if people think this is right, I don't care. Like, if you guys believe in what they're saying, that's fine by me. Like, love is love is not something that can be, what's the word? It's not something that everyone can share the same opinion of, right? And to me, what they're trying to say there wasn't love at all. It was just normal human relationships. That's something you need on everyday life. You need that for everyone, not just someone you love. If you don't have that, then what's the point of... Oh shit, I keep forgetting that whenever the opening or whenever an animation is happening, I always get a... what do you call it? Like, my game always crashes, so give me like 1 second, guys. And we're back. Okay, there actually was no epilogue at all in that route. But I guess there's no epilogue on all of the other routes, was there? It was always like after the ending scene happened or ending movie happened, it was the end of the route. But yeah, so far this was my least favorite route for sure. Just because of how not in line what they were trying to say was with my own values. Probably the worst one so far for me. Alright, we're gonna do all these three and then we're gonna end the episode. This might be a shorter episode, guys, because I've only been recording for an hour and 20 minutes. I don't even know if this is gonna reach an hour for people on YouTube. Let's see, 10 minutes, 20 minutes of me talking after the H scene, so about half an hour. This probably will only be about 10 minutes, and then this is gonna be another H scene, I assume. So yeah, this is probably gonna be a very short episode for people on YouTube too. It's another lazy day off for me. We've been passing the time lounging about in the living room. And this game didn't even talk about, like, you know, Maria getting rid of her childish self. Suddenly, there's an emergency. I mean, I guess the solution is understanding each other, but as I said, that's so shallow. This is bad. I just got this horrible feeling that my future might not be so bright. Yes, my future. Will I be able to sustain a life supporting you when we're older? Will I be able to support our family with our hypothetical future daughters even? Uncertainty grips at my nerves. If our relationship keeps going as it is, Riria and I will eventually end up married. And when we're married, I'll have to work to support our life together. And as strange as the thought may be for a guy my age, now I have to worry about how I'm going to make the money needed to do that. Yeah, that's fair. We're obviously not going to live here our whole lives. Yeah, probably the reason why I'm not even thinking about marriage too is because I like my freedom right now. The fact that I'm able to adjust my life. You know, my money is good enough that I can live comfortably, but I can't really live, you know, luxuriously, right? And I know for a fact that not everyone would want this sort of lifestyle. And if I have to, well, yeah, for sure, one of the things that I would want from my significant other is the fact that they would be supporting themselves too. You know, they have their own money. Like, I wouldn't mind buying them like gifts and whatnot from time to time, but yeah, I don't want to support like them as a human alone. Like, I don't want to support two people's worth of, you know, money. Hell, even getting married has costs I don't know how to pay for. And I hear people say that the wedding ring is supposed to cost 3 times my monthly salary. Not to mention that raising kids is no cheap affair either. Just trying to imagine how I'm supposed to earn the money to do all that piles anxiety upon my usually even mental state. What are you talking about? I'm being totally serious here. Everybody has those moments when worrying about their future freaks them out a bit. That's Only Human by Ren Fujima, 2017. I'm not proud of this, but I still don't have any grand goals for my career. Well, I don't have a grand goal for my career either, to be honest. I used to want to be a psychologist, but after I know just how, you know, how very subjective it is and how I don't I don't like psychology. Well, I like psychology. I don't like the people that study psychology. So what am I supposed to do with my life? So to some degree, I also dislike myself then. I can't feed myself with love, much less a whole family. What do I really want to do in life? What can I do even?
私ね、レン君にぴったりな職業を知ってるよ。現実的に考えるなら、魔界関係のお仕事じゃない？
Human-human relations.
だって、レン君の将来のお嫁ってサキュバスでしょ？それに、レン君のお父さんお母さんは魔界関係のお仕事なわけだし、だから魔界関係のお仕事がぴったりだよ。ズバリ人間解体師ってことだね。バシッと仕事を継いじゃいなよ。
Yeah, that's definitely an easy way out. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe I'm suited to that kind of work after all. Or does it feel like I'm just living on the rails if I walk the same path as my parents? Well, it is true that getting a job in that sector might be easier, since my mom and dad do the same thing.
うわぁ、親の七光。
But what of my pride? Ugh, I already pawned that off a long time ago. This might be a super basic question, but what does that kind of work actually entail?
ゆるキャラのぬいぐるみの中に入るとか？
So basically, hard labor then.
あとはいろんなゆるキャラのデザインを考えたりとか、ゆるキャラの仕事を取ってきたりとか、ゆるキャラのキャラソンを歌ったりとか。
Why is it nothing but jobs having to do with that? Who would want to be an ambassador if it meant wearing one of those awful suits? Is that even remotely related to what my parents are doing? This is my first time hearing that. I still don't really know all that much about how relations are going between your world and ours. Is there even a role for a human mascot like that over there? I recall Rika-san mentioning that I have to be fluent in English. I get a distinct feeling that I'm not equipped for the job she just described.
ゆるキャラ大使じゃなくて人間界大使。
Riria gently corrects me.
そんなに心配しなくても大丈夫だと思うよ。だって私たちは魔界と人間界の架け橋なんだから。
Aren't there like already a lot of those type of people? Not just us?
きっとできることがいっぱいあるはずだよ。
Give me an example. So there's a niche I could fill. Riria might actually be right on this one. Maybe there was a deeper purpose to my connection with Riria after all. There must be a job for me out there that would confirm that idea.
あ、でもレン君がそういう仕事に就いちゃうと一緒にいられなくなっちゃうね。
Why?
私のパパとママみたいな感じになっちゃったら毎日エッチできなくなっちゃうもんね。
Well, I don't really care about that.
私的にはそういうのは困っちゃうわけですよ。はい。
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to leave you alone at home like your dad does to your mom.
どうせ働くなら一緒のお仕事がいいよね。
I don't care about the sex part, but I definitely do understand not wanting to be apart too much with your, significant other. It's not that I don't trust them, of course, but I think I've told you guys this, but I study long distance. Well, my thesis was about long distance relationship and how their love actually was able to easily get swayed, and wives would just they would cheat on their husband quite often because they don't really see them all that often, right? They'd be left behind for about 6 months without any contact. Well, nowadays, maybe it's a bit more different because, like cell phones are a lot more widespread and stuff. But when I was there, when I was actually visiting their, like, what do you call a shore, those shorelines where people gather? Not really a city. It's a village, I guess. Those shore cities, or sorry, shore village. They're most of them are very outdated, guys. They're very rural. They're very not technologically advanced. right? So, yeah.
同じ仕事ならいつでもエッチできるしね。
But it probably doesn't change the difference. It's not going to change the outcome that much though, because when I was talking to them, when I was like interviewing them, a lot of them actually said that one of the big factors that the reason why they cheat is because they want human warmth, right? And I can't understand that. I really can't understand that. If in my mind, okay, in my mind, if your love is strong enough, you won't care about human warmth. You won't care about sex. You won't care about being hugged. You won't care about that shit. But I guess, as I said, my version of love is just a lot more different compared to what other people are thinking. I don't care about that bullshit. No. Not any time. Definitely not during working hours anyway.
あ、そっか。私もレン君のお母さんみたいに一緒のところで働けばいいんだ。
Going by that logic, wouldn't that mean my parents are constantly doing it wherever they work?
してるから大丈夫だよ。
No, stop. Aboard. My household isn't going to function like a house of succubi. That culture is way too open about sex. By the way, what career path were you considering, Ria? You know, your dream for the future.
お嫁さんかな。言っちゃった。テレニコ。
It's not gonna make money, Riria. On cue, Riria's face turns 10 shades redder. She's the same maiden at heart as always. Besides being my wife.
お嫁さんがなしだったら、あ、私 CA さんがやってみたいかも。
Those make good money, so that's probably a good idea.
CA さんの制服って憧れるよね。すっごい可愛いし。
You said you don't want to be away from me that much though, and those flight attendants are out and about quite often. Then I could be the pilot. A pilot bridging the gap between our worlds. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
それだったら同じ職場だからいつでもエッチできちゃうね。操縦室とかでエッチできるね。
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be exciting.
運転は自動操縦に任せちゃって私たちは大空で愛を育もうね。
Like this conversation is suddenly like going over my head and I don't care about it. I was gonna say like being a pilot is not that easy. Being a flight attendant is probably easier.
ねえ、誰かあの二人止めないの？なんかめっちゃ危ないこと言ってるけど。リア充様のアホどもは無視するのに限るのですよ。
We completely forget the original topic of our futures. Instead, we find ourselves deep in conversation about things only lovers should discuss. At the end? Not long after, Riri and I spent a few hours having non-stop sex. Thanks for the abrupt moaning there. Parents are mascots. Yet another day off from school. Riria's face is buried in another one of our women's magazines. Holy crap, Riria. You're reading something other than Pure Love Bible.
私だって純愛バイブル以外読むよ。ほら、ウェディングブライダル情報ならこれにお任せのセクシーだよ。
Oh, it's one of those bridal magazines. Wait, why does she have one of those? Honestly, I wish she'd just been reading Pure Love Bible instead. Riria, don't you think you're getting a bit ahead of yourself?
レン君、子供は何人くらい欲しい？
Zero?
私はね、物置に乗っても大丈夫なくらい欲しいな。
It sounds like 100 or more. Maybe not.
でも、10に線を1本足すと1000になるしね。
And you can kind of understand how I'm not gonna be able to, like, these sort of people, I don't think I would associate myself with at all. These are just way too different. I have no idea what you're trying to say.
それくらいの気持ちで頑張ろうってことですよ。 友達100人的な気持ちと一緒ですよ。子供が100人できるかなってなわけですよ。
I mean, if your pussy can handle going through like 100 births, sure, Ruria. We're not gonna do any Caesar operation, alright? Oh, that's what she meant by it. She seems to have completely forgotten about the part where everybody assumes making 100 friends is almost impossible. It's not, though? It sounds painfully hard to accomplish anyway. It's actually not. Depends on how big your school is, I guess. I think I told you guys this, but my school was fairly big. Like, just my grade was about almost 400 people. And the total school grade, or, school population back then was about 1,200 or something. So about 400 per grade, yeah. Area? Let's just assume we actually did have that many.
そもそも
If we did, how do you think we'd raise them all?
レン君の経済的な意味で
That's not what I was getting at. Though that is something we should have to discuss at some point. Still, that isn't what I was asking about. I think you'd become a pretty bad mother at that point.
本音オーケーになったとはいえ、さすがの私も傷ついたでございます。
Sorry. I really didn't want to sound mean when I said it. Please don't take it badly.
悪い意味じゃないの
You're too nice to be a wonderful mother, I'm sure of it. But I'd worry that our daughters might have trouble growing up. This is harder to explain than I thought it would be. But I don't think my opinion on this is wrong.
そんなことないもん。
You're already also making assumptions that your kids are gonna be daughters instead of, a boy and a girl or just boys. Do you think you could do it as good job as Reika-san did?
できるもん。
Your voice is shaky, Ariria.
もし私がママみたいになれたとしたら、きっと私みたいな子に育っちゃうと思うんだ。だからこのままでいいのだ。そうなのだ。
You just admitted that you're scatterbrained again. But I already had the impression that it would come to this. And I suppose it wouldn't be so bad if our daughter grew up like Riria. I've never raised a kid before, obviously. But there's no harm in strolling through the realm of speculation.
いい？私だって本気を出せばママみたいになれるんだからね。さっきは思わず声が震えちゃったけど、できるからね。本当だよ。
Okay, let's give it a shot then.
やってみよう。
Try to compose yourself with like Reika-san.
ママのモノマネしろってことかな。
Yup, that's exactly right.
わかった。じゃあ今日はママの真似して過ごしてあげるんだから。それでレン君を見返してやるんだから。よーし、ミッションスタート。
Reminds me of Little Busters when she said that. And so, my day with Mama Riria, Riria's imitation of her mother, begins.
はあ、めんどくせえ。ほんとめんどくせえ。鳥は。
What the hell is that?
何って、ママの真似に決まってるだろ。レンはそんなこともわからないのか？
Oh, sorry about that. Thought she was done. Looks to me like you're just doing a standard delinquent impression.
そうか？だいたい合ってると思うけどな。
Is that seriously how you see your own mother? If Reika-san were to see this, she'd be furious. And it certainly wouldn't end with just her anger. Oh no. If she were to learn that I instigated this, there'd be hell to pay.
おい、レン。今日の昼飯はまだか？
Isn't this more like Tama-chan than Reika-san? Oh, not yet, ma'am. Suddenly, my speech has turned polite. Maybe that's a more effective impression of Reika-san than I give her credit for. It could just be the effect of the family resemblance, though.
これは一体どういうことなのです？
Tama-chan only just woke up, so we're the first living beings she's seen today. What a look of shock on her face. That's exactly the right response, Tama-chan. Good girl. What you're seeing is Riria being not quite Riria.
カクカクしかじかね。リア充様の遊びは斜め上すぎなのですよ。 呆れて何も言えないのですよ、まったく。
I guess Arla filled her in. The two extras make their way out of the living room just as quickly as they came.
そういえばレン、今朝はまだエッチしてないよな。
Yeah, I guess we didn't.
せっかくだからこのままエッチしてみるか？
What? That sounds tantalizing, but I don't know how I feel about sex with my girlfriend while she's imitating her mother. The idea of saying those words alone leaves a weird taste in my mouth. This might be an obvious question, but
なんだ？
can you even keep up that act when we're doing it?
任せろ。私、ママのをたまに目撃してたからモノマネできると思うぞ。
That doesn't give me a lot of confidence. She makes it sound like a guarantee of quality. The thought kind of excites me, now that she says that.
どうなんだ？するのか？しないのか？まあ、しないって言っても私が我慢できないからするんだけどな。
I feel like she's just trying to use her tone of voice instead of trying to portray her personality here. Oh, by all means, I welcome the chance.
レンなんて2秒でピューだからな。覚悟しとけよ。
So are we gonna have sex right now? This agreement is followed by a wild session of amazing sex. And on that note, after the first time I come inside Riria, she completely forgets to keep doing the impression of Reika-san. That's the end. That one was a much shorter one. The parents are mascots. I was actually thinking they were gonna say something about our parents again, but nope. Jeez, they really just go instantly with these H scenes whenever we do the Abra story. Emmy was the same, right? I don't think Miyabi-senpai was the same, though. He actually had some prelude towards the H scene. But, patreon.com/Azaikyousuke. I'll see you guys in a bit. People on Patreon, enjoy. There's probably gonna be some context at the end of this, so it's not gonna be just like H scenes, I hope.
すっきりすっきり。
Alright, we're back, YouTube. Ren was a lot more perverted in this one compared to the one in Tama-chan's side route. But I guess Riria is a main heroine. They both, you know, like kinda peed during the H scene, and Ren was like, yeah, I kinda wish I I could drink your pee. I'm like, god damn, Ren. Okay. Crazy bastard. I mean, when you're horny, I guess sometimes I also have that same line of thinking, but you know, when you're kind of sober and not, and your mind isn't horny, you're like, god damn, did I really want to drink someone's piss?
いっぱい出していっぱい出されて私は大満足なのでございますよ。
It was a decent H scene, I guess, but I really don't think a lot of Riria's H scenes are my kind of thing. This one was alright. They were like doing it in the restroom, and then Tama-chan came along, and they had to, you know, the typical acting stuff. But yeah, it was just alright. You sure seem happy about all that. Riria is full on skipping down the hallway with glee. I, on the other hand, am exhausted from all the sex. My body cries out in a mixture of agony and joy. Riria, class is still going on around us. Maybe don't jump around in the hall.
じゃあ心をぴょんぴょんさせるだけで我慢する？
I was still watching videos about bikes during the H scene, by the way, guys. God damn, I want a bike. Ugh, gotta resist the temptation. Riria uses her bad pun as an excuse to hop back to my side and, still smiling, wrap her arms around my elbow. Her massive breasts press up against my upper arm. My sister said next year we might want to go to Japan, so that's why I'm actually trying to save money. But yeah, we might not do it though, depends. But if we do it, I would rather use that money to spend time with my sister than, you know, buy a new bike. Or maybe I can buy a bike in Japan. I think they get discounted quite often too over there. Nice.
レン君ってサキュバスよりも全然エッチだよね。
Huh?
だって一日中エッチばっかりなんだもん。もう こんな一日中エッチばっかりなんてサキュバスよりエッチだね。
It's all I can do to keep up with your cute erotic demands.
私そんなにエロい？
Absolutely.
そんな褒められたらまた濡れてきちゃう。
Maria pointedly squeezes her thighs together with glee. Maria's developed the Dreadnought class sex drive since we first did it. Yet somehow, her attitude about it is still so squeaky teenage girl, I can't say it's not adorable. An innocent little girl who treats the word erotic as praise. Though I think the phrase innocent lost its meaning somewhere along the line.
私夜まで我慢できるかな。
Pause until the end of the video, please, Maria.
できない気がするな。
God, this girl is just, I don't know. she has too much sex on the brain.
放課後まではギリギリ我慢できるかな。
Like, I really don't care whenever she talks about sex at all.
またもやレン君の精液注入してもらいたくなってきちゃったよ。グイッと一発精液注入。
You make it sound like an energy drink. Walk and she'll want to have sex. Talk and she'll want to have sex. Have sex and she'll want to have more sex. Not that this is a problem. That's one of her good traits as far as I'm concerned. Is it though? Wait, our plans for tonight are already set in stone?
しないの？
Nope.
精液パワー注入。はいプッシューってしてくれないの？
Nope. Oh, we're doing it.
もうレン君ってば絶倫なんだからバシバシ。
Hey, stop hitting me. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but really. Any person who saw us would immediately just see us as another pair of fools in love. No, I'm gonna see you guys as someone who's addicted to sex. And considering where we are, I'm sure they'd tell us so in the spot. It's a good thing everybody's in class.
ねえ知ってる？精子って中で最低でも3日から7日くらいは生きてるんだって。
No, I actually did not know.
ってことはね。ってことはだよ。初めて仲出しされた日からずーっとレン君が私の中にいるってことだよね。だってレン君精液なくなる前に継ぎ足してくれてるもんね。
What are you, a glass of water at a restaurant? That's supposed to actually make me feel horny? That just sounds weird.
これからもちゃんと精液継ぎ足ししてずっとレン君と一緒にいさせてね。7日おきに中に出してね。
Guess some people are into this. Every 7 days. Is that enough for you?
12時間おきくらいがいいかな。
More than once a day? I won't have much of a life outside of sex with her, will I? Tell me, gods. How long can I keep letting her wring me dry? Well, that's okay, Riria. I'll make sure I top you off with my semen as often as you want.
じゃあこれからも生きてる間はずっとレン君と一緒なんだね。
You guys might think that this is like a dream come true, but I think that's hell. Even I, who is pretty horny like quite often, don't really fap that much. Like, what the hell? Maria's face turns bead red, as if she's aware of the implications of what she's saying. Still, I know what she actually means by that statement. That wish is to constantly walk around with my semen inside her. But to give her credit, the phrasing alone sounds innocent enough. Well, we're going to have to lay off the sex for a while when we do make a baby.
その時はお口で毎日してあげる。
Well, in some of the Nuki gays I play, Ren, they actually don't mind having sex while they're pregnant. But I don't think that's supposed to be what you're doing. It might actually hurt the baby, maybe? I don't know. People do it though.
それともおっぱいの方がいいかな。
I mean, I can do it with your asshole, I guess.
それともお尻の方がいいかな。
Yeah, we can do that. Now that she mentions it, we haven't done it in her ass at all lately. Her vagina's to die for, but her ass is also pretty amazing. I take a moment to remember what it felt like when we did it back at my old place. Then again, her titfucks are hard to turn down. But wait, her mouth technique is otherworldly too. None of those options leave anything to be desired. We've ended every one of our sessions with utmost satisfaction.
レン君、もしかして嫌がってる？
Huh?
なんか急に言葉数が少なくなったから嫌ならちゃんと言ってくれなきゃダメだからね。
You know, for saying that Ren's the one that actually, make assumptions based on your what's the word? Like based on your impressions and face. You're kind of the one that actually seems to jump into conclusions by when I do something, Riria. Oh, don't worry, I know that. Riria and I share the same wish for our future together. One where we keep nothing hidden from each other. We accept all of each other's shortcomings, and that's what will make us a family. I remember Rika-san telling me the same sort of thing. If we keep up that habit, we'll be able to be much more open with each other about everything. I'm not remotely opposed to any of that, and that's the truth.
よかった。
I'll do my best to keep myself in good health for you.
頑張りなさい。
Good health for you. And do it I will. I do mean that in a sexual context, but also in a more general sense. Both my schoolwork and my future job demand that I devote every effort I can spare. It's for Aria's sake as much as my own. And also for my daughter. However far in the future she'll come around.
おい。
A familiar voice comes from behind us. Riria freezes in sudden shock. Oh boy, I know who this murderous aura belongs to.
その声は。
お前たちはこんな時間に廊下でフラフラ何をしている？
As I feared, that voice belongs to Reika-san.
まったく。別にエッチをするなとは言わない。
You can tell?
サキュバスを舐めるのよ。こいつはくせえイカの匂いがプンプンするからな。
That's a succubus's nose for you.
そりゃ私だってサキュバスだ。若い時は我慢できなくなることだってあったさ。今だってたまにある。たまにだ。
Rika-san's going to tell us all about her sex life. I don't want to hear that, but I can tell that my heartbeat's going to accelerate again. So Rika-san's condition isn't unlike Ruria's then. No! Expel those thoughts from your mind.
だが授業をサボるの。
There's no condition when it comes to just sexual addiction, guys. You can I mean, I know that people have differing self-control, but it's not something that people have to do.
私何か間違ったことを言っているか？ん？
いえ、至極まっとうなことを言ってます。
反省しているか？
反省しておりますです。
本当に申し訳ないと思っているのなら何だってできると思わないか？
Rika-san is terrifying. That's the only word that can describe her right now.
レン君、
What?
エスケープ、逃げるんだよ。
Riria? Riria grips my arm and dashes off down the hallway.
こら待ってバカ娘。
That really the end?
レン君と私はもう止められないよ。
Almost, I guess.
そうだよね、レン君。
I mean, that probably would have ended better and if that ended right there.
だってこんなにも愛し合ってるんだから。
That's kind of like a big typo there. Yeah, I think they actually are supposed to switch this to text box right there. Our relationship is so different from what it used to be. It took some help from Riria for me to finally understand what love is supposed to be. But now I know. We're definitely going to become a family. And so... that's how we're going to continue our journey through life from now on. How, just having sex every single day? After we suffer Hirika-san's inevitable crushing wrath anyway. Alright, I guess that is the end for Riria's route. I think I already said what I want to say about Riria. Sadly, I don't think I care, like, at all about this route. Yeah, Riria has no substance. But I really don't know how to grade this game, guys. I don't know how to rate the game all that much, really. Because, like, Miyabi-senpai, even though I know that her route isn't really, you know, all that crazy and good, but I was still thinking that the 8 scene was kind of nice. But in Riria's case, I just don't like it. Heck, in Tama's case, too. Like, even though I dislike Tama, she was still hot. It definitely, when it comes to these games, it definitely has to do with the fact that I don't like their body type. Riria's body type, I guess, is just too big for me. Like, her boobs are too big. Her noises are a bit, not a bit, way too exaggerated. A lot more exaggerated than Emi's. I think so far, the one that is the most natural might be Miyabi-senpai, even though it is still very high-pitched. Emi's was also very exaggerated, but I guess I like Emi's voice. Riria's not so much. Tama-chan, I don't really care about her voice. It's just that the CG was hot. Reika-san, I care like zero, you know, 0% care about Reika-san. I guess both mom and daughter, I don't care about at all. So, sucks to be you, Riria. But okay, I think that's gonna be where we end the episode. This maybe reach 1 hour for people on YouTube, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it, sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. YouTube, you guys will be getting this early access but nothing uncensored. And also for people on YouTube that aren't on Patreon just yet, feel free to become a free member because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthroughs. Okay, next week we're gonna be doing Rin's like site route and then we're probably gonna jump into Arle, guys. Hopefully, these last two main heroine routes aren't too bad. Or at the very least, they have good 8 scenes so that, you know, they're at least worth something and not just make me brain dead. Because Reika-san and Riria's, both of them just make me brain dead. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one.